Hey guys, today I'm doing a car detail work. Not detail work, I'm doing a car run. Car. Let me just look. I gotta change this. Do this real quick. Let's see. Top left, turn the chat off. Put the audio on. Whatever happens. I started a party, so I'm not talking to anybody. Stuff this. Okay, so today I'm doing a car test and drive of all my vehicles, which I'm not gonna do. I have an oppressor, but it's not in here, but I'm not gonna do it. So what we're working with today, fully stock, in real life this would be a GT. Wait, no, it wouldn't be a GT, it would be a GTR. Fully stock, okay? This right here, I have not figured out what it would be yet. If you know what it would be, go ahead and drop it in the comments. But this is the Rapid GT. We're going to be doing a test on that. The ever so classic 1969 Dodge Charger. Of course, it's the Dukes of Hazzard form. I put the hood scoop on recently. Now this right here, a Mustang GT, or the Dominator. This is just a plain Dominator. We're going to be doing tests on that. And then we have the Rat Truck. We're going to be doing a test and play. The Evron, doing a test and play. The Hummer, I don't really see a point to it, but I will do it as like, okay, there's going to be different parts. See, we're going to have racing vehicles and or project cars, which would be the Rat Truck, the GTR, that car, the Rapid, Duke, Dominator. Then we're going to do trucks, which is going to be the Evron, Hummer, and the Sand King. Which there will be a separate test later on. I will put this one towards the speed against that truck. But these two are going to be in their own little matchup of strength and power, as long with this one. This one has a lot of power too. These three are going to be in a strength of power test. These are going to be power and racing tests. So we're going to start out with this car right here. And just so I don't get blown up in the midst of this, I'm going into passive mode. I am on a public match. This is the LG. Alright. Let's see how this goes. Okay, so it's night. In order to do this correctly, let's just see. We're going to start off by just driving down the street right now. Alright, time to open it. I love the handling of it and the fact that it is all-wheel drive. It is all-wheel drive, which makes for a really good launch. Love the handling for it being all-wheel drive. It does not drift or slide or lose traction. Brakes are very responsive. So let's just test street while we're on our way to what I call the drag strip. It's not too fast for being stock. It's kind of slow. Slower than what I'm used to driving. This car was always just a stunt vehicle for me. And I will compare prices of these vehicles later on. As of right now, this is the cheapest vehicle I have inside of my garage because this thing is free. I mod this thing, sell it all the time for whenever I need that extra bit of cash, because I know I can just buy it back. And as you can see, it takes corners very tightly. I wrecked it. Oh well. Takes corners very tightly. Jumps. They're nothing for this. It takes turns very tightly. The turning radius is amazing in this car. No, we're going to do the speed test here. Alright. Alright, let's see. For stock, it's already up there. Pretty high. I don't even know if it's gonna reach 100. Ah, it hit 100. That's pretty quick for a stock car in this game. Usually you have to go through engine upgrade number 1 to get up to level 2. To get to 100. Handling is amazing on this car. I don't know why I don't drive it all that much. It is an amazing car to just have. That's practically my testing. This one. Let's just see how it jumps. How it handles rocky roads is terrible. Because of its being stock and so low to the ground. The fact that you can lower this board is really fun. But it does not take jumps long well. One final test of the jump course. Jump the stunt jump just right up. Not the big one, because I don't feel like this vehicle. Let me scoot back here. My air cuts off. Close to my radio. Let's see here. Okay, it's got too much downward force on the front, but it did complete it with leaving a little bit of bumper scratch. One car I wish they would put in this game is a modern day Arrow. That would be amazing. I know they have the old Z71s. Crap. I'm just gonna call them the IROCs. They got the IROCs in here. There's a number for them. They're not the IROCs. They're based to the time before they would call it IROCs. But they used to have them. They still do have them. I'm kind of rambling and just woke up 2 hours ago. I'm still tired. Figured I would jump on here, make a couple videos. It does have very good pickup speed. Like a steady roll. It has a lot. I'm gonna say, on estimate, if this car was in real life, I'm gonna say maybe around 350 to 400 horsepower inside of this beast. It's It's gonna be right up there with just a Ford Mustang 5.0. It's gonna be around 400 or so horsepower. Not too much horsepower. Heck, my high school car had about that much horsepower. Uh, it's a nice car. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna have to rate it on a 5 overall because it's not that fast. It's got good speed, but it's not fast. It's okay. I'll I'll treat it at that. So before I get into the faster cars, I'm gonna go ahead and race them against these because this is also a race car. This is considered a muscle car. It's not considered a truck. It's just a car with a bed. It's called a rat truck, but it's considered a muscle vehicle. Another thing I'll be testing is a power enough to either get a good launch out. And that's what I mean by launch. That was a good launch. I just stopped it. So let's go ahead and stop and talk about this. I love the fact that the back tires stock are way bigger than the front. It allows for a lot more power to be distributed to the back. And the placement of the axle allows it just to very well be lifted up. I have the chrome V8 engine mod in here with the side swooping exhaust pipes, circle fenders, probably engine level 3 with the sports transmission. Lowered all the way to the ground, brakes. It is a terrible drift car. The drifting and handling of this is very crappy. It is definitely made for straight lines. Straight lines and straight lines only. To launch this thing is very hard. From past times of racing this, launching this is very hard on drag strip. It's very iffy on its own course. It's a very touchy truck, and yet not touchy at all. It's the steering. It's steering, you have to physically pull all the way to one side just to make it dodge and fall. It is very iffy steering. I wish it was a hair trigger steering like the Dominator, which you'll find out later. That Dominator has very trigger finger steering. Saving failed on Rockstar Series. I don't care. I really don't. You fixed yourself last time. I do say it does drift good sometimes. Whenever it does drift good, it drifts amazing. It's either it drifts really bad or it drifts perfectly. Its compact design is amazing. It's unlike most of the trucks on here. You cannot put a wheelie bar on this truck, otherwise I would put one, because that is a very big nuisance to me. See what I mean? That was a good truck. But one thing I love about this car, you heading one way, it would just drift. If you're going down the road and you hit something, it would just like, you'll spin all the way around and try to recreate it. Before I do this, I'm gonna do something to this car that this is actually why I need to stay out of passive. Yes. These are the reason. This is a reason acid mode so I can. It's not an all-wheel drive car, so I want to do this to the back tires. What that does essentially is it lowers the rear end of your vehicle. It makes it stanced. So this truck is stanced. Essentially, it does make it faster. Why did I get paid? No, the speedometer does not go very high. Very hard to observe, but you do see a little bit. It is not hitting the sports transmission fix. And this is turbocharged too. You can't hear it well unless it's like still, but it is pretty quick. But if you sit hear it spool up there. Listen. It is a nice truck. I'm not going to talk bad about it. Now, I did not pay for this truck. I won it in the casino, so I just worked with what it gave me. I never really keep podium vehicles except for the Oppressor. That is the only one that I've ever actually kept. This wasn't a podium vehicle. This was a mystery vehicle. The mystery slot gives you a random vehicle. I've gotten 2 mystery vehicles. This one and another one, but I sold the other one. Now, let's go right on back to my apartment. And we're going to start on the faster cars. I'm going to start off with a Charger. Dodge Charger. Now, sometimes I call it Challenger, sometimes I call it Charger. It's whatever I feel like at the time. Now, this truck does have some power, but it does not have the ability to get up and go, which I wish I could fix by either making the tires better. These aren't tuner tires, these are muscle car tires, so they should have better traction, but they don't. The only way I actually know the car get up and go a lot better would be to get tires. I do not want to do that. No way! I'm not gonna stance my cars anymore because I don't really see the point in it. I've only done it once to my Dominator before I got bulletproof tires on it. That I was racing a Hellfire on here, so I stanced my car and I came close to beating it, but then I raced the Dominator GTX, and I want to tell you, my Dominator next to a fully modded GTX, they're the exact same. Don't waste your money on GTA getting a GTX just for looks. I mean, granted, you can mod the car a lot better looking than you can Dominator, but that's all you're doing. You're just modding the car different, because in all actuality, they're the same exact car. I have raced one, and I have won, and then it would win, then I would win, and it would win. It was iffy. It all mattered on the launch. Off of a straight start, just off of a rolling point, we both gunned in on it, and we got to the same place at the same time. But now to the more faster car versions. This is the Duke, the Imponte. The Imponte Duke. We'll get a look at that engine in there. This is the only car that I know I can do this, is that I can look into the engine. got a V8. Off-road tires, not really made for the racetrack. I usually used it for mud riding, but it's very loud in the game. Engine level 3, sports transmission. Lowered to almost to competition. I forgot what it was low. But as you can see, it's got a lot of weight. It's got a lot of downward force onto it. It should help you dig down into the track and drag race. It is also turbocharged. Let's just go ahead. As you can see, this car is a lot faster than the other cars that I have shown. A lot faster than what I've shown before. And then, believe it or not, this is not my fastest car. I don't know what is, but we're gonna find out today. Oh, by the way, I give that rat truck about a 6 because it is made for the drag strip, but it does not have as the Elegy, but the Elegy is not made for the drag strip. I got the Elegy as a stunt car, where I ride around and go collect bounties, which now it's being retired because we've got the compressor. This car was a novelty. This is probably the oldest car that is in my garage. It not only in years, it was physically oldest, like in the year it was made, but the year that I bought this. I was level 29 whenever I bought this. I am level 61 now. I have bought this a long time ago. Whenever I finally finished it, actually, it was whenever the highest number of sniper rifle kills. Oh. Anywho. I love this car. I'm never gonna sell it. I could sell it for a couple $100 grand. But it took me so long to get this car that I just can't. Okay. That's one thing I love is whenever you upgrade the engine, it starts upgrading the inside of the car. Roll cage, because I used to climb mountains and go mud riding in this car. Haven't done it in a hot minute. One thing I hate is whenever drag racing it, it will pop a wheelie and it will slam back down. But already hitting 100 miles per hour, hitting 105, 110. I'll say it's 110. Nice, crisp 110. I'm sorry, I love this car. Whenever I was young, I used to love watching the Duke Boys, and wrapping a couple donuts in this car brings me back some nostalgia. I love this car. I give this car about a 7 or an 8, because it does have a good pickup speed, but on the launch, it does. I'm going to show you what it does on the launch. Go hit the ground, slam down, and try and pick back up. That's what I hate about it. See, most of my drag cars, if they launch like that, they pop a wheelie. They will either pop a wheelie, ride it out for a while, slam the ground, and go. Already topped out whenever they hit the ground. Now then, that GT Rapid, it does not pop a wheelie because it is a sports car, but I have not put anything more than just an engine upgrade and not even a transmission upgrade. Just an engine upgrade and lowered it. That's pretty much all that I've done to that car. It does not have new tires, it does not have a new transmission. It is dang near stock except for the engine upgrade. The engine upgrades. All the suspension does is probably add a little bit better traction. What the flip was that? I'm not gonna worry about it. I'll come back and see it. Now for the strength portion, I am still gonna go over there, but for the strength portion of the trucks, what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and push lanes. Crazy, I know, but the rat truck will not be put into the strength portion test because it is too low to do. Now, my trucks, what I love with my trucks is either how big a vehicle they can run over, how much of a vehicle can they push out the way, and how high they can jump and withstand at landing. The turning radius on this one is great as well. On to what I believe is the fastest car, but the GT Rapid might have it beat. Actually, let's go with the GT Rapid first. Because I feel like the GT Rapid is faster than my Dominator. Let's check out the interior here. As you can see, it's got launch controls. It's got launch controls right there on the dash. Roll cage. Kind of looks like a Bentley. It does kind of sound mean. I will give it that much. It is only rear-wheel drive. But this car is quick. Look how fast it gets up there to those top speeds, already faster than the Duke. It is very hard to control whenever it gets to up to those speeds for I do not have good tires on this car. Traction level is probably really low. It is very hard to control this car. But I will give it to it. It is one quick son of a bitch. Definitely just like a weekend warrior, daily driver. You can see these cars on the roads. But I bought it from Legendary Sports. Ooh, the brakes are really responsive, and I'm thankful for that because I almost dinged up the side of this nice, clean looking. Now to turn, because I just drove the Duke, I am jerking all over the road because it has power steering and not this electric steering. It does sway fairly easily. Let's see how good it does that turn right here. Whoa, it lined up dang near perfect to the line. It was like, go ahead, boss, put me there. Let me just give it a bit of traction. Main problem with this one is I think it's going to spin too much off the launch, and I can barely see that speedometer. No. I'm like trying to get close here so I can see the speedometer. Okay, it's almost hitting 100. It gets up there fairly quick. Now I do not believe these speedometers are very right because this car is very fast. And it can maintain a speed for a very long time. There's no way to actually tell how fast these cars are going without an onboard speedometer or a mod speedometer that actually tells you how fast you're going. It is a very nice car. I'm gonna give it an 8, a solid 8, because it is quick, but it is not my favorite car. I'm not only judging everything, I'm judging performance. It gave a really good performance. It was very on track. No, it's nice on handling. Like off of track, it has terrible handling. It barely urges by what it needs to miss, which makes me very angry whenever I hit what I need to miss. But it does sound very mean. And yes, this is just about how I drive in real life. Go, let off. I drive off and I'll let off a couple times.
Off the hook.
It's Dominator's turn. And then we're going off into the trucks. Now, this one I do believe is my fastest car. Let's have a look on the inside real quick. Very loud and mean. Got the carbon fiber dashboard. I love this car. Dual exhaust. Custom tires. These are tuner tread. Probably my loudest. I can't say loudest. The rat truck is pretty loud. So. It sounds the meanest. Wasn't a good launch on it. This car has a lot of horsepower, so it just gets up and goes as it wants to. It's just, I'm here, might as well. I'm on the road, I might as well get to my destination fast, is what this car says. This car is quick, it has really good steering, I can maneuver around easily. Now then, engine upgrade 4, transmission all the way. And essentially this thing's fully modded on armor, engine, suspension, transmission, turbocharged. As you can hear it just crack. Bulletproof tires, of course. This thing is fully up. Whatever could go on here has on here, except for chrome paint. I don't like chrome. I could do chrome or metallic paint, make it gold, but I don't feel like it. Might do it later on. Because I thought red looked really mean. And you'll notice that I have orange and red cars. See, orange is because the orange stock orange. I just wanted to see what an orange LNG looked like. I have a lot of red vehicles, the trucks, 2 trucks are because of America, and this thing is just because red looks mean. Now this thing, see, look. There it goes. See, it wants to lift up. It wants to take off. This thing just wants to go. So now. I didn't launch that good. Let's get back. I'm trying to do a actual launch takeoff with this thing. I'll launch it first and then I'll go into first person. There you go.
Hey.
$120 is where this tops out. Handling is amazing. You hear that transmission? Every freaking turn, just that's the launch I was looking for. Handle's great, has amazing steering. Brakes are very crappy, but the armor makes up for the brakes. The armor is amazing. I didn't even get a scratch to it. Now if you were to just bump the side, you'd get a scratch.
What?
Dent. Amazing car. I give this one a 9. Connection is able to determine a new host. GTA session will be terminated. Join GT. Okay. Give me a sec, guys, because I am just been kicked. So, give me a couple minutes and I'll be back on. Well, anywho, you heard my review on that one. That was a 10. I love that car. That's gonna be my cars video.